go on this anal experience or an anal journey, if you want to call it, or anal quest, invest in the proper tools of the trade. So get the shower douche, get an anal stretching kit, find lube that you like. Some people it can be coconut oil like yourself. Other people it can be oil-based lube. It can be silicone-based, and they have separate lubes at the sex shop. And you can and don't be scared to ask. I think what ones, because some are designed for anal sex, and it says it on there. Others are not.
Yeah. And, they even have like anal lube that numbs.
They do.
Yeah, I heard bad things about that though. That
it's very mild. Yeah, there's some job.
Because I can imagine it will numb the guy.
It does. We have some of those that we use, but it's when it's numbing, it's so light to numb. It's you really can't. It's the ones that they sell it. Okay, like Pajor's got one, and Eros has one, and I can't remember all the different companies that have those type that have some, but it's very, 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 very mild. I can't even tell. I can't tell the difference. As a guy, I can't feel.
Because I did always wonder about that.
Yeah, it's a male performer. I can see no difference. Some of the girls that will come on set, and how I know, they'll have ones that they like to use. Especially a lot of the Russian girls, they have, I'm going to use my lube today. And you just, fine, you're comfortable, this is what we're going to use. And you just it's a male performer, and it's a director, you go with it. If they have something they like, that's their lube, go with it. And some of them will have some type of, whatever chemical thing that they'll use. Now, what I don't let the girls use is I don't let them use lidocaine, which is an actual numbing agent that some models will try to use on set because that will numb the guy.
Why would they want to do that anyway?
I'll explain why. Because a lot of the girls, this is a bad, when they work for a company, in fact, there's one company, you can tell the guy's using lidocaine because he puts a glove on. This is not an American. And he's like, I have a magic anal technique. No, he's greasing he has a glove on, and the reason he's using a condom is because he can't feel his own dick. And the girls have complained, numerous girls have complained over the years about this happening because they can't feel anything. He's it's my magic technique. It's not a magic technique. It's called lidocaine.
That's not magic, love.
Right, and this is how they get girls. And these girls have never done anal in their life, a lot of them, and there's no prepping. And this is how it's done.
Does that cause problems?
Of course, it causes lots of problems: tearing, bleeding, and all sorts of things. And it's
because you can't feel it.
You can't feel right. And this is what like I said. Now this is not this is the bad.
And is that legal?
In Hungary, I don't know what the law is about using lidocaine. I have no idea.
Yeah, and plus Hungary has laws, and then it just doesn't bother enforcing.
It doesn't enforce them. So in Europe, I don't know. America, I don't know if it's legal or not. But again, the girls don't realize they're using lidocaine. Now, there's other girls that will go to a studio, and the studio will tell them we're using lidocaine. So this is one instance where the girls don't know they're using lidocaine, and they do like their first anal or whatever. And then there's other studios that we're telling the girls we're going to use lidocaine today, and the girls get in the habit of working for certain studios that, because they shoot a lot of anal, especially new ones, where they get in the habit of using lidocaine and they think it's normal. So instead of going through the whole anal cleaning process like you are,
they'll just numb the butt.
They'll just numb the butt as long as they've taken a shortcut. However,
if I was new to porn, I'd think it's like going to the dentist, right? Just numb the pain.
Obviously, from a safety standpoint and a health standpoint, obviously the way you're telling people to do it is much better than trying to, we're going to numb you and give you a topical anesthetic, which that's what lidocaine is. It's a topical anesthetic so that you can't feel anything. So your way of recommending it, obviously it's what I'm saying. I'm advocating what your way is, which is I would say is the proper way to do it versus here, let's just jam something in there so I can't feel anything and then, and go forward.
I've seen pictures of companies that I suspect of using lidocaine with anal, and I've seen pictures of the girls' arseholes after, and they just look like they're in agony, And I'm
the lidocaine wears off, and they are. And that's what I've had girls that cancel.
Dan, do you remember the girl when I came to your porn shoot once, and like Dean sent her home and shouted at her for you?
Well, there was a girl I won't say the company she worked
nuts.
for. She'd been shooting in another country close to us, and she had been doing a lot of anal, and she thought it was normal to put lidocaine on her vagina. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Well, this is what I do." I was like, "No, sweetheart, we won't be able to feel anything." And she's like, "Well, then we're just doing anal. I don't care." And I'm like,
"I only like double anal."
I'm like, "But this isn't how you shoot porn." But because she was conditioned that she thought in her mind, again, now this girl was new, that in her mind, she thought this is something you do. Every shoot, you put lidocaine all over. And again, it's just,
I saw this girl's Twitter account last month, and she was showing videos of her anal prolapse and saying, "I love my anal prolapse."
And again, this is obviously your way is what we're saying.
Yeah,
For people
we're not
listening at home. Listen to Lenny and Crown. This is the good way. There is a bad way. Don't listen to this lidocaine nonsense. And, you know, some people, now, again, the people that do it in porn, I don't know if anyone really will admit to it. Maybe they're stupid, and some people will. I'm not sure. I know, but again, I've experienced it because models have tried to use it on my set. And this is in Europe. In America, no girl ever came on set and tried to use it, which I found, you know, America, I don't know why.
I feel like the agents train the girls in America. They tell them what to do.
Well, a lot of girls, because in America, it's called like a mentor program, for lack of a better word, because the girls have one agent normally. And in Europe, they're going to have 4 or 5 agents.
Yeah.
So the girls, most of the time, if a girl does anal, she's going to normally talk to one of the other models at her agency, and who's going to kind of just describe to her, which basically exactly what you're describing. We're going to use a douche. We're going to clean out your ass. You're going to enema.
like
you're going to use a stretching kit. So the girls kind of get like that, almost like a baby step mentoring program,
like a tutoring,
right? Like a tutor, like an anal tutor, like like someone like you. You're like you know, you've gone on your journey, so now you could tutor somebody else, right? So
yeah.
And so there's kind of like a progression. Even girls who do anal from their first scene, and normally they have at least a progression. Sometimes, you know, you see there's no progression in a girl, her first scene, she's doing double anal, especially some of this Russian porn that I've seen.
Yeah.
And they've never done it. And you can tell this girl has no clue what's going on. And you're like, how is this girl doing double anal and she's never done it in her real life?
Those I've
well,
seen,
it's very
they're
obvious
high
how
as fuck.
Right.
And
well, it's obvious how they're doing it. They're
yeah.
you know, numbed. And they can't feel it.
Fuck me. I cannot even imagine, like, you know, the pain of like your first anal experience being with 2 cogs with lidocaine on your ass.
Well, during it, there's no pain. It's the after effect, right? You know.
Yeah. Once it wears off, you ain't gonna feel good.
No, it's not gonna feel right. And again, this is what I'm saying. I'm letting people know this so that people understand. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. This is the right way.
I didn't know that people.
Right. So this is.
I know that people use the numbing stuff, but I didn't know about the lidocaine. I'm actually quite shocked to hear about that.
So this is what I'm saying.
I never knew what lidocaine was until today. Is it? So it's different to something you buy over the counter, or?
Well,
I think again, I use it for my numbing cream for my blood tests.
Somehow, I don't know how, because I've never purchased it.
Yeah.
A lot of the porn girls, not a lot, a fair amount of the porn girls will come on who worked for a particular company, will have access to it and have it. Let's just say that. So I don't know how they get it, if it's legal, not legal, whatever, but it's something that they're using.
Yeah.
I think because when I first started doing porn, I had like this huge fear of needles, so I would always buy.
I remember, didn't you pass out in?
I have fainted
the
many
testing
a time.
Place. I thought I was the only person that comes close to doing that. So
fainted many a times, and I used to have to buy numbing cream to put on my arms beforehand, which includes lidocaine. The primary ingredient is like, you know, it will say on the back maybe like 5%, 10% lidocaine. I couldn't even imagine, like, okay, rubbing that on your asshole is one thing, but rubbing it on your vagina, like the burning, the infections, Christ almighty.